If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back, coming back on a Tuesday night. Saints Block Party podcast brought to you by Precious Works LLC. If you have any business website needs, shout out to and talk to our guy, Bajan. We talked about it on the last episode that we recorded last night. We're recording this. It is 11:30 p.m. Central Time, almost midnight where Ryan is. It is 9:37 Pacific Time. Adam, joined by my guy, my friend, my pal, my co-host, Ryan, a.k.a. Wolf. And we had to come back. Just not going to be a super long episode, but we had to come back and talk about the New Orleans Saints continue to make moves out the gate. Got to talk about it. Kai Kroger traded to the Texans for a 2028 pick swap.
What? We got compensation for that?
Listen, Wolf. That's why, those, these are the things that can be so maddening with Mickey Loomis as a GM, because going back last season to that Brandon Cook situation where they just, let him go, and then he goes to the Bills. It's like, nigga, you could have squeezed the Bills for 2027. So maybe they've been listening, Wolf. Maybe they've been listening and learning.
We know they listen.
Growing because you sign a punter, Ryan Wright, yesterday, or agree to terms, I should say, and then obviously you the money that they signed Ryan Wright. There's no way he wasn't going to be the punter. He's the starting punter going forward.
Period.
So to be able to get anything for Kai Kroger, who also is a terrible, not a good punter. I don't know what.
That's what surprised me.
I don't know what the fucking Houston Texans are on. I don't know what the Texans. They are hustling. Nick Casario is listen. Whew. Anyway, that's a different conversation, different day. The fact that they even did the pick swap. I know it's 2028. I know it's for I don't think it was a fifth and a sixth or something. It don't even matter. It's really irrelevant. It's the fact that they were able to do that. And I'm going to say this: so we're not live streaming this tonight. So if you're watching this on YouTube, watching this on Spotify, or listening to it, it was late. We didn't want to live stream it, so we just recording, and then we're going to upload it tonight, and what have you. But all I'm going to say is, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening to this on any podcast platform, please 5 stars, reviews. But if you are in the SBP, the Saints Block Party Podcast Discord, patreon.com/Saints Block Party, the amount of inside news, if you're in our Discord, that you get on a daily basis, especially around this time, you can't spend a better $3 a month or $4.99 a month if you're a YouTube member. I'm just going to keep it at that. Yeah. We got real Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport people in our Discord just putting stuff out there, and boom, it happens.
Boom.
And it's not just myself too. We got a
community
just cooking. I'm leaving it at that. But yeah, just I know you said it, you kind of gave your thoughts of just the fact that they got something. Anything else for this?
No, I mean, just to be able to come away with anything positive from that whole situation, from a punter who just wasn't good, just wasn't working out. And getting any kind of pick, anything, 7th round pick, 6th round pick, don't matter. 20, 30, it don't matter.
At all,
good.
At all.
It's just like one of those things. Just like, oh, okay, cool. Cool. I'll take it. I'll take that.
Let's dive into. I'm saving it for just a little bit. Just got to make people wait for a little bit. But we talked about this yesterday. It's so crazy we talked about this yesterday. And when I say Wolf, and it as far as we know, it's not affecting the Saints. I said, these moves that teams are agreeing to, don't become official until Wednesday.
Till Wednesday, man. That's the one thing. It gives every team a little time to be like, is that a good move I did just now?
The shit between the Ravens and Raiders, and the Ravens reneging on the trade. Like it's happened before, but it's never happened at this magnitude.
Level. Not this magnitude.
Where it my friend texted me today and said, like, this is shit that like you would think would happen to the Saints.
I was thinking that earlier. I was like, man, this is Saints type shit. I was thinking, like, would you imagine if we like finally traded Carr and see we got like a nice little 3rd round or something? We got 3rd. We like, hell yeah.
Wolf. Not a 3rd, Wolf. Ooh, not a 3rd.
Oh, hell yeah. And then he failed a physical.
I would say at least that team gave him a physical before they decided to trade for him.
Unlike
a certain GM who paid him $40. That would be like, it feels like a Saints story. And we talked about it in our Discord, but it just felt like, and they felt Max Crosby felt physical, what have you. It just feels like the Ravens had second thoughts about the move. Our dude Demon Time Slime said it was like that post nut clarity, just like, two first, and you gotta extend, like, you gotta do something with that contract because he's underpaid too.
Yeah, it's so fascinating because you really wonder, like, what was everybody on the same accord in the Ravens organization when that move happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it everybody from the owner down to the new head coach mentor? Or was it more fractured than they thought? And by the time Max Crosby got there, they like, man, they got Trey Hendricks still out there. Like, man, we could get out two first.
That's dirt. Like, that is dirty work.
We talked about it when the trade happened. When the trade first happened, we was like, man, 2 firsts? Like, then it was the Ravens. It was like, man, that's very unlike the Ravens. Like, that just wasn't
the Ravens, man.
Wasn't a very Ravens move, and it's Max Crosby, really good player. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, damn, 2 firsts though. Like, that's steep for like almost 30-year-old player. Like, steep. And it's just one of those things where you just feel like, man, was it that post nut clarity? Was it that?
I think it was, bro.
When you go to sleep at night, you wake up, it's like, man, I was tripping last night. Well, we all had that moment, like.
Oh damn! I was horny last night.
I was wilding, boy.
Let me delete these videos. I can't let anyone see this shit.
You start looking at your texts. You're like, oh shit! I texted that.
That's what it feels like. What happens with like the Raiders and the Ravens. I feel for the Raiders, like even just front office and their fans, bro. Yeah. You went from thinking, oh shit, we got the 1st overall pick, we got the 14th overall pick, and we got 2 firsts next year.
What? Oh man, we good. No, they just spinning. The Raiders was just swiping right. You want to come? You want $27 million a year? $27 million for a center? Okay. We got the money.
Mike Walker. Oh, they called me dude. But like, and then they get the call like from the credit card company. Hey, sir, your card is maxed out.
What? What you mean? What you mean it's maxed out? I know I got money left. I know. Like, you always hear people like card get declined in front of you or whatever, and the first thing they always say, "Oh, I know I got money on my. I know I got money. Like, what are you talking about? There's money on my account. Like,
We've all been to the Wolf.
Like, I'm about to call him right now. Just give me 1 second.
That should be embarrassing as hell, bro.
He'd be like, I'll be right back. You ain't got nobody.
And they don't come back. But like, also, speaking of that, we joked about it when we talked about it, but now Max Crosby's back on the Raiders, and his $30 million cap number is back on the Raiders. Now, because they had so much cap space, I believe someone in our Discord had said they still have like $32 million
it'd be
in cap space. But man, I'll ask you this because it came up in our Discord, and you know how our Discord people be in terms of kind of just fantasy land sometimes. If you're the Saints, do you call up Las Vegas to see like if they've relented their stance on how much they want from Max Crosby, or are you at the standpoint where the team is right now? Like, they shouldn't be a Max Crosby team because they're not like a true, like, it just, like, that's not a move.
That's where I'm at with it. Yeah, that's just where I'm at with it. It's not like a Max Crosby team right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
I mean, yeah, of course, like, I guess for the right price, yeah, like, but what is that price? I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to give up higher than a second round pick for next year. I don't want to give up much this year. Like,
I would offer a second round pick next year and Caesar and walk away, bro.
But that's what's messed up because this whole thing has tanked his value just that quick.
Because you had the Cowboys who were offering a first and a second and a player, and the only reason that he didn't get traded to them is because the Ravens gave them 2 firsts.
Right. And now the Cowboys have since moved on. They've signed players. So it's like, so now who's going to be competing for that value? You know what I'm saying? It's a messed up situation. Like, I think, like, you could, like, if you were really diabolical, like, you could screw over teams you don't like just by doing this.
Yes.
And it won't cost you much. It'll cost you just like a flight to your headquarters for the medical. And that's it.
And that's what I like. That's why this is coming out that teams are not going to want to negotiate with with Ravens, bro. Like, why would you at this point? Like, I wouldn't trust them.
Hell no, absolutely not.
Like, we had this agreement, and now you're going renege. Like, team. Like, I wish the Raiders played the Ravens this season. I wish they did.
Oh yeah.
But all that to say, just the NFL continues to show you why it is the greatest reality show.
Like, we on a random March Tuesday, no football's being played, time soon, and it's just like dominating the headlines.
Like, Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight in an NBA game, and you could still argue that the Max Crosby news probably overshadows it, which is absolutely wild. Like, that's insane. NFL got a different type of power. Anyhow, let's get into the main event of the show. Kaden Ellis, you talked about it yesterday on the pod, Wolf. You talked about it. I tweeted. You talked about it on the pod yesterday evening. I tweeted, and this is before they had signed Noah Fant, that they were interested in a wide receiver, a tight end, a linebacker, and a cornerback. So since that tweet, they've signed a tight end, they've signed a linebacker, and what I was told is that they'll, look into the cornerback and wide receiver market. I just get a sense that they're not going to be like super heavily into it, but if there's a player that they like and there's a deal that they feel like they can't pass up, they'll make it for either position, whether it be cornerback or wide receiver. But it's good to bring Kaden Ellis back.
Yeah.
The first thought, I had 2 initial thoughts when I had this. My first thought was, this is what happened. Like, he's back because Dennis Allen is no longer a part of the team.
That's
Dennis Allen couldn't stain Kaden Ellis for whatever reason. He just didn't want to play him. The only reason he played him initially is I believe Pete Werner had gotten hurt, and Ryan Nielsen loved Kaden Ellis, was stomping the table for him to get on the field. Once he got on the field, he had that great season with the Saints and what have you. So that was my first thought. My second thought is you're paying Kaden Ellis starter linebacker money. I believe he's getting $11 million a year. The draft capital is not a heavy investment with Danny Stutzman, but like the reviews and his play is that he potentially is just going to be the guy at the Mike position. Where does that leave Pete Werner?
That's the ultimate question. Like, what does this say about Pete Werner at the end of the day? Because I don't think it has nothing to do with Ellis. I mean, Stutzman. It's about, and it's interesting because Ellis was more of a Mike linebacker too. So it's like, how do they going to move this around? Now, Stutzman did sub in for Pete Werner a lot last year. Every time they bring him in, they get Pete Werner out of there, bring in Stutzman, and he'll play more like on the weak side role and all that. So like, do they plan on moving him to weak side? Which I understand. Bruh. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how they plan on deploying this. Just with him and Ellis. Because they're both kind of similar type of players. Like him and Ellis, like just from a build standpoint, they're kind of similar type of players. But Ellis has more of like pass rush to him. Far more. He's actually pretty good in coverage. So it's gonna be interesting. Like, but just the fact that this is a player that the building knows. Like maybe not the coaching staff, but the front office and all those guys, they know who he is. They know how he works. The fact that they identified him, they know him well, played him twice, this year. So they know, like even the coaching staff, they know him well.
Yes.
The fact that they identified him and said, look, we want this guy to come in and be our new starting linebacker to essentially replace DeMario in the building as far as like that leader, that leader on the defense. That just says something. Like they saw something where at least Brandon Staley saw something where, okay, this guy can fit with what I want to do.
Yes. It's funny because, okay, I'm not saying like a super secret out by this, but one of the players that the team would love to add in the draft next month at 8 is Alvaro Reese, linebacker, pass rusher from Ohio State. Kaden Ellis is like, he does a lot of the like similar things that Alvaro Reese does, where he plays off ball, but he also has pass rush capability. I'm not comparing them as players, but I'm just saying stylistically. And so it's interesting that, and that's not to say like if Alvaro Reese was there at 8 that they wouldn't draft him. No. Like they would make it work. They would figure it out.
Ellis is in his 30s. Like he's not affecting the future.
Exactly. But they added a player that has a somewhat similar skill set as Reese could add. This graphic, so we've gotten a lot of compliments in terms of the graphics we started to utilize.
Yeah, I got Foskey up there, man. Look at that. Look at that. Got Foskey.
Foskey 6th ranked in sacks? Oh, this must be
that's
bad,
a lie.
nigga.
AI hallucinating on that one, boy.
It's just at this point going to become a running joke when we use these in the skin tones not accurate. If you're just listening to this, so we started utilizing some graphics to illustrate a lot of good football points and stats and statistics and things like that. But the picture for Kaden Ellis is he's wearing 55 and he looks like Isaiah Foskey. Looks like he's struggling to get off the block just like Foskey used to. Anyhow, so this graphic compares Demario Davis, who agreed to terms with the Jets, compared to Kaden Ellis in terms of like their skill set. So for Demario, it says he was 11th in elite solo tackle volume. So he just like basically very elite in terms of like being able to tackle one-on-one and make solo tackles. 7th rank in defensive stops. So with 55 Demario Davis remains one of the least premier run stuffing linebackers, and then 5th in superior forced fumble production. So he's 2 forced fumbles at that position compared to Kaden Ellis. 2nd, this is important because I feel like the Ellis signing kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone.
Mm-hmm.
2nd, explosive pass rush impact. Kaden Ellis generated significant pressure, making him an elite disruptive threat to opposing quarterbacks. So you don't know if Cam Jordan's coming back. I would kind of get the sense now that maybe, I'm not saying like they couldn't, but, signing players, it's going to potentially slow down. The amount of money that they have is probably lessening. So maybe them adding the defensive end in free agency may not happen unless they get like a deal. Like if I'm them, I'm calling Aquadim Muhammad and say, hey, let's just run the whole thing back.
Let's run the whole thing back, brother. Let's go back.
But if they're not able to add one, at least before going into the draft, I feel like they kind of somewhat feel comfortable that they have Chase Young, they have Carl Granderson, and now with Ellis, he adds additional pass rush spice to the mix that they didn't have at that linebacker position. Because like you said, when you were looking at the all-22, like almost 3rd down for Kaden Ellis, he became a pass rusher, usually.
Yeah, he was on the line of scrimmage on 3rd down, and not in like a typical pass rusher stance. Like it's not like he's lined up. He was lined up on the edge sometimes, but most of the times he's coming on that B gap, that A gap, going against guards or trying to find gaps between the guards and the center and stuff like that, and coming through the hole. Or he's coming across the edge, blitzing and stuff like that. But he just has a knack for it. We remember that with the Saints when he was with the Saints. Yeah. He just had a knack for getting behind the line of scrimmage and making plays in the backfield, and he still does that. Like it's one of his strong traits. He's physical, man. He come on them blitzes like he come ferocious, bro. Heat, bro. So I love that. I love that addition, and it just gives Brandon Staley look, Brandon Staley did a lot of the same things with Demario Davis, but Demario Davis, just where he's at with his age and everything, he was still good, but it just wasn't as productive in the backfield like he used to be. And I just think that's just a trait I think Brandon Staley just wanted. He just wanted to affect the quarterback more. Like, I don't care from the A gap, B gap, edge, whatever. But one thing Ellis does do, and I just noticed this a lot with the Falcons, even sometimes when he was blitzing, it wasn't just about like getting to the passer, but it was like disrupting the pocket. So like a lot of times he'll come in and rush the center, and him and another player will rush the center just to push the center back, and just disrupt that pocket and that little pocket, in front of the quarterback, just to disrupt the whole defense. The Falcons had a nice little defense, bro. I'm like, man, look, Raheem Morris had a little squad on him, bro. Ruined that.
That, and then also your pass rusher is a woman beater, and so
psycho. Like, get him out of here. Like, should not be in the league ever.
Give me 1 second. I wanted to read this quote that was put in our Discord. Jeff Olbrook, defensive coordinator of the Falcons, still defensive coordinator of the Falcons, had regarding Kaden Ellis. I've never had a line of scrimmage player run a defense, and in a lot of our defenses, he was a line of scrimmage player. It's a testament to not only his intelligence, but it's probably a bigger testament to his process and how hard he worked at it. Elite communicator and mental processor. We put a lot on his plate, and he thrived. Mm-hmm. To replace Kadin, Olbrook concluded, would take more than one human being. That's high. Wow. That's high praise from
high praise. So it's not bullshit. Like, you can see it on tape. You see him. He's the field general. He's calling it. He's communicating to everybody, getting the defensive line lined up, getting the linebackers spacing right. He's really good at sussing out the backfield action, and then he's dropping into coverage to cover slot wide receivers or running backs coming out the backfield and stuff like that. It's a good pickup, bro. It's a good pickup, man. I really like it. And I was just watching him on tape. It was just like, wow, he's really come a long way, just as a player. Because I watched
a lot.
Yeah, he's grown. I've watched him, when we played him, but I haven't really just really focused in on him to see what he's doing. I was like, wow, man, Elliston came a long way, boy.
One more thing, I wanted to show this graphic again at the head-to-head comparison. This is by PFF ranks is the total pressures. So obviously, like Demario Davis, he's got up in age and what have you. His pressures has slowed down. So last year he had 13 pressures. Kaden Ellis had 30 pressures last year, which is the second highest for a off-ball linebacker in the league.
It's crazy.
30.
And I also want to point out missed tackles. He had Kaden Ellis had 14 missed tackles, and Demario Davis had 17 missed tackles. So, a little equal, but even Ellis is better in that respect as far as missed tackles, which is something that popped up a lot just recently with Demario, who used to be just would never miss a tackle, ever.
Never, ever.
And then as he started to get older the last 2 years, and so you started to notice, damn, Mario missing tackles? What the hell?
He would typically make that one, what have you. So again, we didn't want to make this a long episode. We just wanted to come on and kind of talk about the Kaden Ellis signing really quickly. All that to say though, how would you deploy it? Assuming Warner, let's stop, put Warner out the picture. Who's your Mike? Who's your weak side?
I'm getting real creative with it, bro. On first and second down, it's Ellis and Stutzman off the ball. Both playing off the ball. I have Ellis with the green dot. And Stutzman, we're doing weak side strong. We're flipping, we're doing flipping middle Mike. Sometimes Stutzman will come out, beat a Mike. Sometimes Ellis will come out and be weak side, depending on the formation and all that stuff. Third down, Ellis coming to the line of scrimmage. Might bring in, going to leave Stutzman on the field, let him play off ball. Sometimes we'll flip him, put Stutzman on the line of scrimmage. And maybe drop down a certain safety we might draft.
Listen, I was about to say, bro.
A certain safety like that, put him right next to Stutzman. At the line, in the box, and we know this safety I'm talking about can flourish in the box. I'm just saying, bro.
I was about to say. I said all that we kind of just heard about Kaden Ellis and his communicating. You talking about, you watch him. Imagine that with the Caleb Downs, like that. That combination, that combination, Wolf. I need it, bro. I need it. Something that I will say in terms of on both sides of the ball that this team has done with Ellis, with ETN, even David Edwards, just in terms of just his presence, this team has gotten smarter, faster, more athletic, and it's something that we've been talking about for so long, bro. Man, offensively, we need juice. We need athletes. We need speed. Defensively, as that kind of golden age of the Saints defense had matriculated and had come and gone, we needed defense. We had Honey Badger and slower players on the team who were obviously kind of past their primes, but still decent players. I know Ellis is an older player, right? I get that. But he still brings an element of speed and impact and just this umph added to the defense that it has been lacking. And all that, you were talking about how you potentially line them up and get creative with it and all that. Not a lot of conversation about what happens with Pete Werner, bro. It's just not. And if I'm them, I know the Dallas, and I'm not, this is not coming source. This is just me speculating, just putting two and two together. If I'm them, the Saints, if they didn't touch the Pete Werner deal, they didn't reconstructure it. I'm calling Dallas. I'm calling Jerry Jones to say, hey, you want Pete Werner? Y'all, I know y'all need linebackers. Y'all don't got any linebackers. I don't even know.
I'm calling Atlanta. I'm calling Atlanta. Hey, Atlanta. Hey,
I don't know what they could get for him. It probably is a fifth, sixth.
Won't be much.
But
And just the fact they haven't touched his contract yet is interesting to me.
No. Hashtag noticing. I said it yesterday. I think I said it yesterday on the podcast, but it wouldn't also shock me if the team tried to see if they could add another guard, like obviously like a cheaper, lesser guard, but another guard. And if they add another guard, you can start counting the days on 51. You can start counting the days on 51.
And it's the interesting time of free agency because you're starting to see all the 1 year and 2 year contracts where guys' phone ain't ringing like it was. Like, I just need a check now. I need employment. I ain't even tripping about a long-term game-changing deal. I just need money.
I'd call up Chris Paul, who was a guard for the Commanders. I don't expect Chris Paul to be super costly. Call him, see you want to come.
Yeah.
Even a 1 year deal. Because if you're able to do that, and I would have to like dig into the Chris Paul Commanders tape, whatever. I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying, if you're able to do that, you then have essentially completely they've already have a little bit with David Edwards, but you could completely reshape it if you were able to get like a player like Chris Paul, put him at right guard.
Man, that would be what an off season that would be. And look, man, I was thinking about this earlier. Like I was listening to Jordan Rodriguez talk on NFL Daily Podcast. She was talking about the Raiders, how they've lifted the floor because they've got a ton of signings. But I had the same thought with the Saints. Like just the floor has been raised. Like all the signings, none of the signings they made probably not going to be like all pro players and nothing like that. Maybe Edwards could squeeze something.
Maybe,
but these aren't like all pro signings. But these are like good, really solid starting players with production that they really needed for a team that's like really lacking talent. So it really just raises the floor of the team like across the board. Just makes them like a better team. You know what I'm saying? Like just from a foundational standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you add had a good draft last year. Potentially you get like another solid draft this year. Now you got the foundations of a real team. Then you could start adding some spice to it. Maybe next year when you got a little more cap space, you can go and trade or sign for just some like exciting player that changes like the whole trajectory of your team. Like that's team building, bro. That's the stuff I love right there.
Just don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Mickey, you hold it on, boy. This is the most positive PR you got, Loomis, in years. Like, I see the old Mickey with the Matrix background.
I saw it too, bro. Boy. Like, I will. It's just funny though, because going really quickly, just touching base on that comment. I don't know, Twitter or wherever it was, where they're like, "Oh, like, did you owe an apology?" Like, if Derek Carr didn't get hurt last year, like, he would have been starting quarterback.
Bro.
All this cap space that they have been utilizing this offseason
wouldn't be there. Wouldn't be here.
So, like, please spare me. Please spare me. But all that said, like, you got some positive momentum. And look,
you can't deny the Kellen factor too. I just feel like Kellen has brought just a little bit of sanity into the room. Like, just let's be a little sane here, you know.
I mean, that also happens when the head coach is not like a bumbling idiot.
D. Ellis was an idiot, and he was Mickey's little bitch. Like, all right, let's be honest, bro. Like, he was this little guy. He was this guy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at least Kellen's coming up in there. He's not a part of the whole Sean Payton ecosystem, whatever. Just a complete outside factor, and he's able to come in and like just look at things like with a little sensible eye. You know, just like some fresh eyes to look at things. And I also do wonder how. I have no idea how much Thomas Dimitrov has involvement in the. I have no idea. Like, maybe he has some, maybe not.
No clue.
Just no idea. I just wonder about it. You know.
No clue regarding Dimitrov. Last thing as we wrap this up, is Kaden Ellis getting 55? I don't even know if anyone's in 55. No one's in 55 right now.
I don't think nobody took it after Foskey left. So just Get that 55 right back, bro.
Throw that shit back on, bro. Just throw it on, Kadin.
I love it, man. I love it.
Hopefully not this time, but hopefully by the time that needs to happen tomorrow, all those agreed to signings become official for the Saints. There's no crazy stuff that happens. I don't expect there to be. I really don't.
Do you think what's going to happen with Cam Jordan, man? Because it's kind of quiet on the Cam Jordan front, bro. And Cam Hayward just signed an extension today with the
did he?
With the Steelers? Yeah. $16 million a year. It's really like a 1 year, $16 million extension. $16 million extension.
Okay.
So I know they both same draft class,
all that
same type of player, 37 years old. So I thought Cam Jordan looking at that like, okay, that's the type of number I could get. But somebody got to offer that. But it's like somebody got to be willing to pay that number. You could value yourself at that all you want, but if a team's not willing to pay it, it don't matter.
You're just not getting it. He had put out a tweet today, and then like on Instagram, I saw like on his stories, like he was out there like working out, and I'm just like
he putting little ads out there, like
yeah,
I'm out here.
I wonder if maybe him and his agent misread the market.
It's possible
with the Danielle Hunter. What happened with Danielle Hunter and Khalil Mack?
Yeah,
maybe with those deals, they felt that.
I'll say this, and I'm not like this is not a knock on Cam Jordan or what he did last year, but like from a play-to-play pressure standpoint, it wasn't like the 10.5 sacks. I don't want to call him misleading because it makes it sound like I'm knocking what he did, and what he did was great. But like just from a snap-to-snap pressure standpoint, if another team is looking at the tape, they're looking at like 10.5 sacks. That's great, but that's kind of misleading. It wasn't like he was just pressuring the quarterback like every snap. It was good, and he only played like almost only 50% of the snaps, and to get 10.5 sacks on playing half the snaps, like that's
impressive.
That's very impressive. But just from like a pressure to pressure, snap to snap standpoint, it wasn't all that. So I think he could have been like kind of overvaluing himself a little bit on how he would be. He would be thinking like, man, I got 10.5 sacks, I should get 15, 16 million. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
But teams looking at the tape and they like 37. I don't know. But take the 10 million. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not saying I would advocate for this, but I wonder if, like, obviously, I feel the team would like to bring Cam back. Like, that is obvious. But if they were to say maybe bring in a player, this is not source, this is just kind of speculation, just talking. Like, if they were to bring in a player like Joey Bosa instead, who has played for Brandon Staley before, maybe he's asking for less. And obviously Joey Bosa probably wants to win a championship, but also players also want to get paid.
Yeah.
I wonder if that something like was like, man, Cam asking for this, but we can get Joey Bosa for this. And I know he had a bad playoff run and like towards the end of the season, but like the beginning of the season, Joey Bosa was like very impressive for the Bills. So I do wonder if things like that are in their mind. You have players like about to say the missionary, but mercenary. Not the position, like anyway. the mercenary, like Jadeveon Clowney. So like there are ways for them to add pass rushers. It's just going to be interesting to see how the rest of this free agency go.
Teams already know you don't even call Clowney around this time. You call him later in the summer. Like, come on in here, bro.
Ryan Wright, Travis Etienne, David Edwards, they re-signed John Ridgeway. Should have started with that. Traded Kyle Kroger. Added Kaden Ellis. Listen, I don't know how it's going to look on the field. I don't know what the outcome.
You forgot about Ridgeway, bro.
I said Ridgeway, bro.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Respect, man.
Like those moves, I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know if but just like you said, like the floor being raised, those are impressive, man. And once you dig into like the numbers of like the actual contract, like I was looking at that David Edwards contract that Catherine Terrell posted, I was like, God damn, like
I'm like, it's a Saints contract. No ghost years. No void years, Adam. No void years. Just a straight up contract. When the last time you seen one of those?
Can you?
And even like the Etienne, I haven't seen like the true details of the Etienne contract yet.
No,
but it's
not
like $28 million guaranteed or something like that. And I'm even sure that's going to be like kind of funny money because they like to do the fully guaranteed versus guaranteed with injuries.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
Yes.
So when you just look back even at the money, even though it's like still a lot of money for some of these players, it's really not crazy. It's not crazy at all.
It's not. Listen, the excitement level. It's going to lead to there. I mean, we'll see what happens in the draft, but it's going to lead to there's going to be a lot of excitement going into the season, and which we are excited for. I just want we'll get into it, but with that bar being raised, the expectations going to be higher.
Expectations, boy.
First couple of games they got out there looking assy and
0-3, starting off 0-3 for
a certain Texas quarter. I'm just saying, bro. Like I just know how the game goes. I just know how the game. Even fan bases, bro. Like don't. And this is not me putting that out there. I'm wishing it on him. But like if Shuck goes out there, he started 0-4, bro. Like the fan base would turn on her. Like so the Joker from the Dark Knight, bro. They'll catch you out like a leper. Just saying, bro. Anyway,
bars.
Just wanted to come on here, talk about the Kaden Ellis news, and just get it all out because, listen, we want to be up to date with you guys. Tomorrow probably couldn't record just because of my work schedule. And then Thursday, if you're still watching or listening, Thursday, SBP will be at the USC Pro Day. Bright and early in the morning. It starts at 8:30. I'm going to have to leave where I live at 6:15 to get there. So myself and our dude Kevin will be there. We're hoping we're able to get permission to take our photography equipment, so then we actually be on the track instead of being in the stands. But all that to say, we got you covered. USC Pro Day from 8:30 Pacific time. I think it goes to noon if I remember from the email that we got today. So we got you all covered with all the Mekhi Lemon, Jacoby Lane, just USC players. They have a pretty good safety, Ramsey. So we got y'all covered from that perspective. But we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Any other big Saints news? Because who knows at this point, bro? They could pull off a trade. They could do some shit. We will try our best to get you covered the same day that it happens, or at least have an episode up the next morning after it happens. But we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back, if not another time this week, for sure this weekend to do our Prospect of the Week episode on Mansour Delane, LSU defensive back. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. With that, we are out.
Peace.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.